Okay, good evening. This is Cafe Azul Tx Autism Happy Hour. And today we have an amazing group of panelists. We're very happy that you're here live with us. And if you are watching the recording, also welcome, whatever time you're seeing this. Thank you for connecting with us. So today, the topic that we are going to be talking is CBD and essential oils and autism. You know, we're going to be talking about some experts about CBDs and essential oils and also experiences from parents of kids with special needs that they have been using it, and they're going to be giving us um, their feedback about it. Um, so we're going to start. Leona, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Can you talk a little bit more about you and your son?
Hi, thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. Well, what I have, I'm Leona Phyllis. I have the Phyllis Law Firm, and we have we focus our law firm on helping families with children with special needs. This started because of my bright and energetic 11-year-old boy, Jonathan. He's on the autism spectrum, and maybe he might join us for a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to lock him out.
We all
but
are.
but he's already what does he call it? Zoom bombed me earlier this week. But he enjoys all this new technology. This is something that's pretty strange these past few months with COVID-19 and having all the changes in the school and the routines. For my son who has autism, he's also diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I kind of disagree with that. I don't know how many parents out there with children with autism will experience at times OCD. Their kids will have ADHD, but it's not all the time, at least for my son. There will be episodes where those kind of things will happen. So I wasn't really comfortable when the doctor suggested that I put my son on a medication for ADHD, because I just didn't think it was really warranted to have it all the time. What I do have, I guess, is I also have experience with children with autism with my family, with my clients, and then also with other nonprofits that I work with. I'm really happy to work with Cafe Azul. And also there was another local charity where I'm a chair on their gala called Safe Diversity Communities. And I get to see a lot of families with children with special needs. And so when I'm talking to my clients or my friends or the other families that I talk to with the charities, we're trying to figure out what works best for whatever the situation is that we're handling. So for my son, when I would see him getting anxious, I thought, I've heard some people talk about CBD oil. I've heard people talk about the calming effect. I have a lady that works in my office who, for her anxiety, she takes CBD oil. So I thought, well, I had my son up at the office one time, and he wasn't able to sit down and focus. This is even before COVID-19. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I had the drops that you can take sublingually. But one of the things I was afraid of was how much do I give them? How strong? There's different doses. My son has he has food allergies, and with all these thoughts going through my mind, I thought, well, let me just try it. CBD oil is natural, and so I did, and he was able to focus just within minutes. I mean, it just seemed like,
Wow.
He was ready to calm down and focus. And so that's, he's not ADHD. be all the time, but when he is going through something and needs something to calm him down, the drops, they helped. So that's what I have looked at. So I went ahead and joined a group, and I'm a rep for this CBD oil. I decided for me to go ahead and try it's gummies. So I was taking them 2 in the morning, and it seemed to help me, you know, have a calming effect at the beginning of the day while I'm starting to figure out what I'm going to do, get my list in my head for what needs to happen for the day. But, you know, I've done my research too. I've looked at different articles from parents.com magazine. There's also autismparentsmagazine.com. And they've talked about different studies that have been conducted. And so the American Academy of Pediatrics published a report December 2018, and they were talking about children with autism and their difficulties interacting with others, and how different kids are on a spectrum, and their behaviors range from mild to severe, like we all know. And we all know one thing may not work for your child, but you want to try whatever it is that's reasonable to help your child. So with the CBD oil, one of the concerns was, you know, because I am an attorney, I don't want cannabis and get in trouble with that.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure, you know, I'm ordering something online, and I want to make sure that it's Texas approved, I guess. And so that was a concern of mine. I also wasn't comfortable when I was starting up with the CBD oil about walking into a head shop, you know, to try CBD oil or to get it. So purchasing online seemed a better fit for me. But going back to the studies, so there has been preliminary studies, according to parenting.com, where CBD oil has been shown to improve physical and mental health conditions. Anxiety is one of them. ADHD is one of them. Those are the ones that I know from my son and from my staff worker that CBD has helped them. But the studies have shown that it's helped with chronic pain, gastrointestinal illness, insomnia, and I hope it does. I don't suffer from insomnia, but my best friend does, and I just ordered some gummies that also have the melatonin component added to the CBD. So, you know, we'll see if that helps her. There was a study published in April 2018 in the Neurology magazine, where they had researched and conducted studies with 60 children, and they found that the CBD oil reduced autism-induced behaviors, communication, and anxiety problems. So those are the studies that I've researched and looked at. But then, you know, I've also looked at what happens with my son and my friends. So that's what CBD has helped, you know, with me. For some of my friends, I know that the gummies are probably the easier way to go. If you're going to give it to your child every day because you have chronic anxiety, then you might want to have the gummies and give it to them as a regular part of your protocol. With my son, because I want to reduce his anxiety or his ADHD when it occurs, the drops, when necessary, are what I chose to do. So,
And that's something that is important because, especially in the Hispanic culture, they hear CBD and they think like marijuana, you know, like, you know, I'm not gonna be dealing with drugs. Like, no, that is not what we do. You know, we did it in college, and they don't understand that it's not the same thing, that this is not like chemically altered like the, you know, like the recreational or medicinal drug is. And also I know because right now CBD is like a boom, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we all know it's like for example, melatonin. Like I know that there are like some gummies that they have like 2 grams, and with Kyra, I need to use like the 10 milligrams, you know, the gummies that are like 10 milligrams because she's high energy and she needs something like, but I noticed that she's not staying asleep. So I have been really looking into this CBD to try with her because as she's growing and the hormones, I noticed, we all know that ADHD, it is a commonality in some autism, but they just like don't give it the diagnosis because they say that it's all under the umbrella. But you know, as she go into junior high school and things like that, like she's really bright. She can memorize, she can read, but like for her to do the work, she needs somebody to sit by her side so she can do it. Like she cannot do it independently. Like she has the knowledge, but she will get them focused like that. So I am really looking into it. Gail, oh, before I go to Gail, what is when people are looking for CBD, what are things that they should be looking for so they know that is like safe or is a good percentage or that is, because others are mixed like with like fillers or other stuff. What should they be looking for?
Okay, good question. So there are different strengths. For example, on the gummies, it is 450 milligrams, and you can take 1 to 2 gummies. So that's I would start off, especially with a child, with just 1, and see how they tolerate it. And then if you want to increase it, you can go up to 2. The drops, I started off with the lower dosage of the 500, but there is also 750.
What does that mean? What does that mean, 500 and 750?
The
What is
milligram?
measuring?
Okay, so 1 ounce is 30 mLs. I think Gail had said that the doctor has them take 30 mgs daily at night for inflammation. So for Gail, this would be a 1 ounce. That would be the droplets, the amounts, the strength that they have.
Because like if I wanted to, okay, I'm sorry, I'm the new one here. So I really I don't have a knowledge of CBD, and it's something that I want to have. So I'm gonna make a lot of questions, so I hope I don't bother anybody, but it's because I'm new on this.
No, it's okay. That's why we are here for, to answer questions, to ask, just to learn, you know?
Because for me, 30 milligrams daily or 30 milligrams, I don't know, twice a day or whatever, means that there's a measurement within that. It's 30 milligrams of, you know, I don't know, whatever ingredients are within. So when you tell me 500 or 750, does that mean, like in your case, Leona, like 500, it's 500 milligrams? Like a teaspoon is 500 milligrams or 1/8 of a teaspoon? How do I measure that?
Okay, no, so for the dosage strength, that's the strength within the, let's say, a dropper. So for example, this one, and you'll have to look at the other picture, and I can't open it right now, but there's a dropper inside, and so it would be 1 dropper's worth, and they would be 500 is the strength of the CBD oil. It's not something that you would get from a doctor. This is, you know, not a prescription type medication.
Yes.
And I guess that for some people, they need to check what is the sweet spot for them. You know, because for example, we started Kyra when we were doing melatonin, we started with 5 milligrams. And while she was 8, 9, 10, that was okay. When she moved to 11 and 12, we needed to bump into 10. But I also was in another discussion with a mom, and she did that for her child, and she noticed that the 5 was too much for the child, and he was like sleepwalking. So she found that the sweet spot for his child was like 2.25. So I think that may be something that you will start gradually. I know that Gail Fisher has also some experience. Gail, would you like to share with us your experience as a mom? I know you have been using CBD oil.
She's gonna come in a minute. It's because she's gonna bring the bottle that she has and that she used both on her and John, because it's, I mean, I find it very interesting that there are several presentations of the same product. So it will be interesting to try to compare them. I know a little bit more about it because I'm sure there, you know, there are more than one brand on the market and more than one presentation.
Yes.
So,
and that's why I want to ask, because it's the same thing. Like I have seen other people, but then when you see they have like fillers, or maybe like other people that want the CBD, but also want the melatonin, you know? So I know how confusing it might be, you know, when you start, because you want to start right.
Right. And I put a link for a sample. So it's a free sample. You just pay for the shipping. It's the bottom link.
Great. I'm loving this.
Okay, Gail is back.
Okay. Gail, I was talking that, again, I know you are an autism mom. I know that you have been using CBD oil. So what has been your experience, you know, with the CBD oil? What did you see on your son and on yourself? And how do you use it? Like, I know that you mentioned that there's a podcast that you follow. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Of course, of course. I did run in to get the bottles. Now this is a different brand than Leona's talking about, but they, this is the one that our biomedical doctor said, this one's 10 milligrams and this one's 15. And the point of taking the CBD oil was to reduce inflammation. And so we want our kids to methylate better. And John, we've been doing the biomedical with John since he was 2. And there's now low dose naltrexone and some other things that we take in the morning. And then there's a handful of things in the morning and another handful of things at night. And it's not medication, but they're things to help the neurotransmitters, things to help the inflammation, right?
Okay,
things
so
to help the biofilm.
Okay, so the theory about biomedicine is that we're trying to help that inflammation to be reduced.
Right, exactly.
Okay. But that will be in order to do what?
So here's an example. For focus, for clarity, for education. Also, so my kid wants to have braces. And the doctor, he said that if you're going to change the jaw for the braces, it's going to really increase an awful lot of inflammation. So the body is going to be like a whole new bunch of toxins. It's going to cause inflammation. The system is not working well. The fog, the cognitive fog, the behaviors. So will increase. So what he said is to either wait for a lot of testosterone to come in, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. So if your daughters are having estrogen coming, or the guy's got the whole testosterone thing coming in good and strong, that actually works for you as an anti-inflammatory. But he also said double up on this stuff. So the dosages probably vary by the manufacturer, right, Leona? So what you have would be different than what our doctor is saying based on all of these components of what you're trying to take to reduce, what you are taking to help reduce inflammation. So it's like 4 quadrants. He divides it into dopamine, serotonin, methylation, autophagy, which that's a big immune system thing. And I know we want to get shorter answers here tonight. So the idea is that we take this at night, we take other things in the morning, so that your kid has a 12-hour window for reducing inflammation, and then you take another 12-hour window to reduce inflammation. And because you're alternating, the body doesn't get used to this over and over and over, so it has to have ever increasing dosages. Instead, it's like, oh, new, oh, new, oh, okay, oh, new. Just like in the old days, they would say, take Tylenol, then take Motrin, then take Tylenol, then take Motrin. So your body doesn't need more and more to get the same effect. So at night, but if we weren't taking the naltrexone and the other things in the morning, then we could take this in the morning. So back to your question is, have I seen anything specific? Since I added CBD to a bunch of other things, I don't have that clear medical proof that control unit, and then you add one thing and, oh, just one thing different makes an effect. I've just never, if I found an intervention that worked for him in biomedical, I've just never quit.
Right.
So there are some nights we don't get it down the hatch, you know, and but I also have friends who are using CBD for anti-seizures, healing from PTSD. And then someone had asked, Tanika, you had asked about the THC content. So that's another whole big conversation. I don't know if I'm answering your questions, but I would not stop. I've seen nothing wrong. I'm doing no harm to the kid. There's nothing that's going to hurt him. And at this point, it's a full court press for every single thing that I can find that's good, that I can afford, to help him, his body heal.
Right. Not only that, but in my case, CBD, it's very helpful because one of the main components of autism is anxiety, social anxiety, just try to regulate themselves, try to understand what's going on around. So in order to, I don't know, help with that anxiety, CBD could be a good choice. That's what I'm, wondering about.
Well, that gets back to the body's methylation and the dopamine production and the serotonin. The body will usurp some of those. They've got at least 4 areas where the body cannot get, especially for the adolescents, the body cannot get enough dopamine. And so if you run out of juice before you get to the last one, your child will have more anxiety. So that's why everything about the immune system, and another big word, remyelination, methylation, detoxing, you're helping your kid heal. If that machine will heal, it's going to do what it's designed to do.
I have a question, and I know that some parents that might be seeing this might have the question too. And it is like the cost. I know that is going to vary. But for example, and I know that it might be kind of a tricky question because I know that everybody have like a different kind of doses that they might need. Some people might get gummies, some people might get drops, but just like an eyeball, like an eyeball, how much would have been the investment if parents would start, like, let's say, like maybe trying with the gummies or maybe trying with the drops, just kind of a number. And I know that this might vary, so we can just maybe give like an average, because I know that this is something that parents are also interested in. So how much are we talking about, like the gummies or the dropper or?
So for the full spectrum CBD oil, for the 500 mg concentration, so that strong, the medium strength one, but for the whole bottle, this one, if you're a member, it's $69.
Wow, that's not bad.
If you're just buying it and you want to so this is why you want to try and test it out first, just to even see if it's gonna do, if it's gonna help you. But always go with the full spectrum CBD oil. But if you're going to go ahead and use this, and this is going to be a part of your protocol on how you're addressing different issues, then you might as well join as a member and then get the discount. And so the discount's the $69. Yeah, and I'll check for the gum.
Like I have been in other sites, and I know that it has been like 170, 165, and so you know, I know that sometimes some parents might be intimidated because you know how sometimes they're paying for ABA therapy and speech therapy and other stuff, and they think like, I don't feel that I can afford something else. But there are like budget-friendly options. And like you said, that you have a link to try it. So this is really great because I know that there are products that sometimes I'm interested in, but there's not like a sample. You know, either you spend the money and or not. So this is really great. And I know that I'm gonna be clicking on that link. I wanna talk to Tenika about oil.
Before that, Gisette, I'm sorry, Gisette.
Oh, we have a question?
Yes, Gail raised her hand. She wants to say something.
I just was going to answer the question real quick. Leona gave you her answer. So the whole thing is that how do we help our children heal their inflammation? All right. And that's the cheapest way we can do that with value. To answer your question, this runs me about $1 a day.
Wow,
Okay.
that's great.
The goal is reducing inflammation. It's not that this is as magical as much as it is very useful and efficient in reducing inflammation.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so we're gonna do our first giveaway, and then I wanna go with Tenika because I wanna hear her take on essential oils. And I have a very interesting story. I know that we did a coffee talk maybe like a month and a half ago, and I met LaJune Dixon, and she brought a sample, and I used those samples, and I'm gonna be talking about what happened, you know, with these samples. So I have your names here, and I have a name picker. So let's see who's gonna win a prize. We're doing the wheel.
We need the music. Doo-doo.
And you see, the winner was Lorena. Well, it says Lorna because it was my mistake, but the winner was Lorena.
Okay. Thank you.
So Lorena, I'm gonna be contact you later. Okay, you're gonna get a t-shirt, a Café Azul t-shirt of your choice.
Yay!
Okay? I have today, I'm wearing the Jefa is here to advocate. All right. So if you like that one, the Jefa means boss in Spanish. Yeah. And I usually wear this when I'm gonna go to an art, or I wear the one that says, hold my cafecito, you know, hold my coffee because this art is about to go down. You know, when I go there, I go with an attitude. Like I'm not taking crap from anybody. Like I'm nice and I bring candy and all, but I already go like, you know, I'm gonna go to an art, I don't want surprises. Like before I go to an art, I have already saved paperwork. I already talked to the teacher. So I'm just there to smile and sign. Like I don't like surprises. Get it done. Okay, so we got our giveaway number 1. Congratulations to us.
Thank you.
We're gonna have another giveaway later. And we're gonna go now with Tenika. Tenika, are you using I want you to tell us a little bit about, you know, Bryant, his needs, and if you're using just essential oils or if you're also using CBD and how that have helped him. Like what good things did you see or bad things did you see from the use, or just wanna have your input.
Awesome. So I have a young man now. He just turned 18 during the quarantine. So Brian is 18 and he's high functioning. He has severe learning disabilities and all those other comorbidities that come into place. We got some ADD sometimes, some OCD. So we have and the anxiety right now is on 10, and puberty. So we have a lot of things going on. So I've actually personally started with myself a year ago using essential oils because I got really, really, really sick and I was a medical mystery. And so when we talk about the inflammation, so inflammation is like the gut to, it's like the immune system to our brain. So how we attack and how we combat everything that's going on with our body, with our anxiety, with what's going on with our kiddos, it starts in the gut. So Lorena, that's why you kept on hearing everyone saying inflammation and how there's all these supplements that you have to utilize to combat inflammation, because it's that inflammation, like I said, it warehouses the immune system to the brain. And so not long after I started using it, Bryant became, he just had this flare-up, and we get these flare-ups like every 4 to 5 years. And his joints will lock up, and he can't walk. He couldn't walk at all, and it was lasting longer and longer. So it may last like 2 days. And then this last time, it lasted a whole 2 weeks. We're going to the doctor, and they can't figure anything out. And so we've had a long journey with medication and things like that. And so in the past, he's probably been prescribed every anti-anxiety, ADD medication known to man. And a lot of times I opted out in giving him those medications because there were so many side effects that he was having. So we had this situation where he had this big flare up and his joints were like contracted, and we couldn't figure it out. The doctors didn't know what was going on. And then I knew how to detox my body. So I said, I need to detox this kid so I can figure out what's going on. So there's a lot of different oils out there, like I said, for inflammation. So we do a lot of like inflammation blends. There's a lot of different oils that we use to reduce anxiety. We have been seeing a lot of anxiety since this COVID-19. He's a senior, quarantine senior, was looking forward to all these senior activities, and he's a very social kid. So we're trying to cope, and it became really difficult, and we started seeing aggressive behaviors that he doesn't normally have because we've had these things under control for a while. So needless to say, with this crisis that we're in, and it's causing everybody to slow down, we're able to really analyze what we're doing with our kiddos. So I also use essential oils, and I do CBD as well. So we just started a CBD regimen. We do the CBD that is blended with essential oils and that doesn't have any THC. So we wanted to start there because, you know, this CBD thing is so new. I've been doing a lot of research, hearing a lot of things about it. I'm a case manager by trade, so I've seen a lot of my clients in the past that were going to Colorado and things like that before this really was accepted here in Texas at what level. And so they were going all over the place, and I saw the dramatic impacts of it. The one thing that I love about using essential oils is so amazing because a lot of the things that I give him that he needs, I need too. So we may have some anxiety, we may have some stress. So these things, I can put them in my diffuser and everybody is benefiting from it. Sleep, we got a lot of problems with sleep. That's our major issue that we're always trying to combat. And it's not the getting to sleep, it's getting to stay asleep. So the waking up, he has a hard time shutting down his brain. And so with essential oils, there's oils out there that we use that allows the brain to decompress, to de-stress, to allow them to unwind so that they can get to the sleep. So yes, it's always great to use melatonin because we've been using melatonin probably forever. And so we also use a lot of different supplements as well to detox the body, boost the immune system, to help with some gut issues. And so one of the bigger things that we use is I do use a supplement. It's an essential oil-based supplement that has melatonin added to it, and it's an immune booster. So that's amazing for this time of the year when you're trying to make sure that you're keeping your child protective. We're just building up our immune system because we know we can combat things that are coming our way. And
that's
so
that you give him that has like melatonin the essential oil? Is it drops? Is it a gummy?
It's true. So here's the thing about Brian that's always been very, very complicated. We've seen naturopath doctors, biomed doctors, and a lot of times they would give him these capsules that he'd have to swallow and things like that. This kid will not swallow a pill. If he can't chew it up, he won't take it. And so everything that I give him has to be in a liquid base, or it has to be something that he can chew up. So that's why I love essential oils, because I can make a little mini cocktail for him and he could drink it. So I use a supplement called Immunopower, and Immunopro, and it's a chewable, and it tastes like candy. It tastes like something, but he likes it. And it has melatonin in it as well. So it's like we're doing double duty. We're boosting up that immune system, which is helping his gut in the process, but it's also helping him to sleep. And so the one thing that's tricky about Brian is that, like the diffuser, like I love the diffuser. The things that's so amazing for essential oils, you have 3 ways that you can actually utilize it. So you can inhale it. You could just take the top off of a bottle and inhale it, and it gets into your blood system. The oils are so smart. It goes into your system, and it knows how to attack the areas that need the things that you're lacking or needing boosting in. So that's one of the amazing things about it. So you can inhale it. You could put it in a diffuser. You could put it on topically. And so we have big glands at the bottom of our feet that pretty much connects to most of our body systems. So rubbing it on the bottom of the feet will also get it to where it needs to get into your system. And topically, so I have roll-ons. I make roll creative balms where I mix different oils to combat different things for him. And so I could just walk up behind him and rub it on the back of his neck where his spine is. And the amazing thing about essential oils, because our kids are so sensory prone, they don't want to touch stuff, they're texture driven and things like that. Like you could slide some essential oil on them and they won't even know that you put it on. And so we've been having like these meltdowns. So I have like a CBD roller as well. So when those heightened anxiety levels start coming, I can't find the dropper quick enough. I'm like, hey, dude. And I just rub it on the back of his neck. And it's amazing when you are using this stuff and you see it works. It's like that light bulb goes off and you get so freaking excited because I mean, we have some days where it's so hard. Like my kid is involved into so many things, and his adrenaline in a day could be so high that when I get home, I'm like, people are like, oh, he done tired himself out. He's danced for hours. He's hyped everybody up for hours. And I'm like, this will continue to last. He's like the Energizer Bunny. And so you have to give him something to turn off the brain, because the brain can't shut down. And that's the main reason why we're having so many issues with sleep. We're having so many issues turning it down. So I can get real technical, but I know we don't have a lot of time. So I just wanted to give like some of the basic, some of the different oils that are out there that you can use for kiddos with autism. So we have one of my favorite amazing oils that I use, and it's in my diffuser right now. It's called Peace and Calming. And it just kind of grounds you to where you're able to relax. You're able to overcome all the behaviors that have happened in a day. There's some other oils that I use to help him sleep. Cedarwood is an amazing oil that I just love. It's fantastic. I use that for him in the diffuser, and it works so well. Let's see, of course we use lavender. He needs a little lavender and another boost. I feel like I need lavender because it's soft and delicate and things like that, but he needs something with a little more punch to it. So I add lavender to other things for him. One of the other oils that we use is called Valor. It balances the body, which also causes the ability to have more clear and sound sleep, because that's one of my biggest issues. You know, a lot of times that melatonin, you give it at a certain time and it puts them to sleep, but it's the whole stay sleep thing. And so we need an extra boost to help with those type of things. So the reason why I think I'm in love with essential oils, because like I said, there's a lot of different ways that you can apply it. And so the biggest thing is, he's real funny. Like, he'll turn the diffuser off if I put the diffuser in his room, because he doesn't want to hear anything. Like, I've tried like quiet noise, like he can hear, he just doesn't want anything in his room when he sleeps. And so I have it like right on the outside of his room, and he sleeps with the door open, and so it still gets in there. So we just kind of sneak it in there as we need to. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can put drops in the shower while they're taking a shower, and that hot water will be like infusing in the shower or in the tub if they take baths too. So I mean, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Oh yeah, Thieves is my go-to. I have 3 grandbabies that are in and out of my house throughout the day. Every time, when they come in the house, I'm rubbing Thieves on their feet right away, because that is like amazing. I have it in the car. My husband has diffusers in his car, and it's Thieves, because he's always like, what does that smell? Don't worry about it. You just need that right now. Just make sure you keep this in your car. So, I mean, I love it. It's amazing. So there's so many benefits for oils. And when I say, I was really sick last year, almost on like 12 different medications, and they never fully diagnosed me with anything. I have transferred my entire medicine cabinet is essential oils. I have an oil for everything that I need. And that's what's so amazing, without any side effects. I mean, the craziest thing is, we get all these medications on top of a medication on top of medication, and then we don't even know what's working for our kids. It's like, which medication should we really use? And if I had to eliminate something, which one can I eliminate without a side effect of these different components? So, I mean, I love it. So,
And I really think that right now, this generation, there's so much until the instant gratification instead of what is real healing. For example, like 3 months ago, I started having pain in my hip and in my shoulder, and I was going to the chiropractor, and if it's like your period, that that you are having like very bad cramps, you crank the ibuprofen or naproxen, it's okay. But if it's like a pain in your shoulder, and I am a fitness instructor, like if I get a bad injury, probably I will have to stop teaching, and they're not gonna be waiting for me. They're gonna hire someone else. So, and it's not that my salary depends on it, because I have a full-time job, but are places that I like work really hard to get into, to get those classes. So, and I was like, I'm not gonna take a freaking ibuprofen every day. So I started looking for ginger, pineapple, collagen, turmeric, and I started making myself a green smoothie with that every day. Pineapple is anti-inflammatory, green tea is an anti-inflammatory, collagen helps also. And in less than, like I said, I was going to the chiropractor. They gave me like anti-inflammatory, but I don't like to be like using medicine every day. So I would only use it like the pain was really, really bad, but not every day. And I was like, I'm going to the chiropractor, like I am decreasing the motion, what is going on? I started with the green smoothie. In less than a month, the pain was gone. And I was not even going to the chiropractor. Because there are things out there that can really heal our bodies. And people are not looking for that. They would rather pay for something that will, stop the pain for a few minutes, even if it breaks down your liver, than, like really healing from the inside. And we had a Cafe Azul coffee talk. I know that Tenika went there. We had La June Dixon, and she brought me a little bag with samples, because we have been talking about essential oil. And right away after that coffee talk, the quarantine came. And, you know, Kyra, she likes her routine, and there were things that she couldn't control. So when she feels like that, for her, her shelter is mommy. You know, she gets really clingy because apparently I brought her like peace, and, you know, she feels secure, but it was not letting me sleep. She was not sleeping. And I started using the essential oils, and, you know, and I remember that I rub it on in the toe, the one that they gave me, and that night she slept better. And I also remember that I started using some lavender. It was a mix, and I put it in a diffuser. It was from another brand, but we started using it every night, and that started to calm her too. And even like, I know, because at least for me, you know, I'm Hispanic. You know that for us Hispanic, Vicks is the holy grail. And this is true story. Krista was 3 months old, and she had a bad cold, but she was too little. They couldn't give her medicine. And she was just like snot, she couldn't breathe, nothing will take it away. And then it was a month that it was really cold. And I remember a custodian from my school, and she told me, put Vicks in the bottom of the feet and put socks on it the whole night. Let me tell you something. After 3 days, that cold was gone. Like, she had it for a month. We started putting Vicks, and it was out. Like, he didn't stand a chance, you know? So I really want to start using more essential oils in Kyra, but she's very sensitive to smells. So I started putting a little bit of Vicks in her nose, and she's getting a little bit more comfortable. At the beginning, she will be like laughing or rubbing it out. But, you know, with our kiddos, we need to go little by little, you know, and that is why I was so excited about this topic, you know, because I know that that is something that a lot of parents have questions, but they need to hear from other parents that it works. You know what I mean? So is there any question from anybody else?
I'm good.
Any question, any comment, any recommendation?
Before Gail, you know, we are not doctors, you know. Disclaimer. We are not
Disclaimer.
doctors. No, I was telling Lorena because she asked a question. We're not telling you, Lorena, please, I'll give you medication to your child. Don't take him to the doctor. Sorry, we are not saying that. We are, actually, Kyra is not on any medication, and I want to try this before medication. So I just want to keep that clear.
No, but it makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, we just
in fact, I think it's more complex. Autism is more complex than just traditional medication. Like, for instance, I can tell you, and we can talk about another day, homeopathy. That's another great source, but we can do that another day. But yeah, thank you for the huge disclaimer.
Yes, and you know, but it's okay, because sometimes, and we still need to hear that, you know, we talk about IEPs, we talk about the laws, we talk about special, and you know, how they need to do in school, and your rights, but sometimes there are other things that sometimes we do not see in conferences, and we still have questions, and we need to know. And sometimes life is busy, and we don't have this moment to connect with another parent, hear their experience, how it works, what they did. You know what I mean? So I was so excited about this, because, and I was not expecting like 50, 60 people, because I think that if we get like a lot of people, then they cannot ask questions, you know, or the time is not gonna be enough. You know, it's like that starfish, saving one starfish at a time. You know what I mean? If this makes there was a story that there was a kid that he was at the shore, and he will take a starfish and throw it back to the sea. Was laughing at him. I saying, what are you doing? There's like millions of starfish all around the world. And then the kid said, if I could save one starfish today, I did my job. You know what I mean? And if today we were able to help one parent, or clarify questions, or sharing our story with one parent, you know what? We did our job. And then there's gonna be other parents that they're gonna see this video. We're gonna have it available in the Café Azul group and also in the Aprendemos Diferente group also. And in other group that you have that you might need, just ask me for the link and we will share it. We will have it in YouTube. And you know, we're gonna educate people because there's some people that are misinformed, or they have a stigma about it, or they don't dare to ask questions. So we are about educating. That's what I love about Café Azul, that we're about educating, inspiring, and motivating. So before we end up, all right, we're gonna do two things. Okay, one of the things is gonna be something about you guys, like when this quarantine is over, what is the first thing you wanna do? Either get your nails, get a haircut, go to eat tacos. What is the first thing? What are you gonna do when the quarantine is over?
Nails.
Hair.
What about you, Leona?
Oh, hair for sure.
What about you, Gail?
It probably would be something about socializing.
Right?
I miss that, you know, like inviting everybody and just see who comes.
Oh, by
A
the
lot of hugs. I miss the hugging.
yeah.
I need a girl night out and I need a date. I need a date. God knows, I need to go to the movies.
I forgot that United Methodist Church is gonna start opening July the 1st. So if I work for the Woodlands United Methodist Church and special ministry, and we're gonna start again. So we are more than welcome. You don't need to be a member to participate. And in fact, Wednesdays at 11:30, there are Zoom gatherings for young adults. And I can give you the information. Because I know that socialization is the hardest thing for kids. At least mine is super happy. I mean, it's not that he cannot walk outside and do whatever, but he doesn't, you know, he's fine being inside all day. So my concern is vice versa. I want the society to open so I can push him out again, and I can, you know how that is, you know. So
I'm
anyway,
telling you something. I'm happy. I am thankful for Zumba. Like I have been Zumba my way out of this quarantine. Like every time that there's like a free class or I give the free class, they're doing that. There's like a Zumba conference that they do every year, but because of coronavirus, they didn't online. I'm doing that every day. I'm learning new things, getting certified in things. I said, like, I need to be busy. So when I give that Zumba class, I give it for free because my reward is seeing that people that they had a highlight in their day and that I was able to dance with other people and see them happy, and that makes me happy. So that is my little window of socialization because I'm a social butterfly. So take care of yourself, all right?
Absolutely.
I know that in this time of quarantine, sometimes just taking time to wash your hair is gonna be self-care.
Absolutely.
The other day I was like, it has been 7 days and I don't go. And I started to have a little bit of dandruff. Girl, you need to stop and you need to wash your hair. Go. You know, I put lipstick every day, but I was lacking in the hair department. So, but I wash it and I feel better. Okay, giveaway number 2. Let's get ready. All right, and let's see it rolling. All right. And the winner is Gail. Okay, Gail, I'll get to you. You're gonna have like a little self-care bag and also a cafe. We have another Café Azul shirt. We have one that is red that says, I love someone with autism. I have a blue one, we have a black. So later I will send you the picture and you will let me know which one you want. Lorena, do you live at the north part too?
Yeah, I live in the Woodlands.
Okay. All right. So probably next week I will do some travel to the Woodlands and deliver those guys for you. All right.
For sure.
I'm really, really excited. Say bye to everybody. Thank you so much for your time. And again, I know that sometimes at 8, it can be like the bedtime for some parents, but we're gonna have this video available, and I know that the content that you guys presented was wonderful, was very informative, and I know that a lot of parents are gonna be thankful for it as much as I am. We are going to be concluding our video. Say bye to everybody. This was Café Azul Happy Hour. On Friday, we're gonna have all Spanish. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about everything. It's gonna be full Spanish. Saturday, we're gonna be with Stacy Badon. She is our autism specialist. She is in the Autism Association board. She has clients all over the world, like Australia, Africa, India. Like, she is an expert. You know, so if there's some behavior, something that you're struggling and you need some suggestion, connect with us on Saturday. And on Monday, we're gonna be working with Gail. Monday, May 11, we're also gonna have, we're gonna be with Aprendiendo Diferente with Gail. Is gonna be also in Spanish, right, Gail? We're gonna have a panel of a lot of autism parents that are in our community educating and helping other parents. So on Monday, look for the link also in Aprendiendo Diferente and also in Café Azul. All right. And I'm gonna, when I post this video in the Café Azul page, I'm gonna be putting the link to the sample that Leona put in the chat. Tenika, if you have a link, also give it, send it to me so I can put it in there. And Gail, do you just buy your product, or are you also a representative?
I buy them.
Oh, okay. So if you also want to share with us where you buy them so people can see which products might work with them, also send them to us, and also the podcast, because I know that there were some things that we put in the chat, but I don't know if that is, when people are watching the replay, if that is gonna be able for them to be seen. So when we post it in Facebook, we wanna have that information, you know, as part of the video to give the full experience to everybody. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great